everybody. Sorry I'm a little late. Well, I'm really late.
Enjoy yourself. I love you.
I am just getting signed up and let go here. I'm not sure, just making sure. There we go. Got the chat going, got the chat open. How are everyone? I'm sorry, like I said, I'm late. Welcome to my first Friday live. I mean, I had a meeting tonight, so it was a um took a little longer than I thought. So hope you're all here. Got to get in and get my camera, my TV set up so I can watch us. Uh, let's see. Here we go. Says we're live. So I hope you're all had a great week. Let me know if you're here. Hi, Tia. Hi, Kelly. Tia, will you text mom? Hi, Melissa. And tell her, please. Because I forgot to tell her I was going to end it since I was late. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? I am going to play a little bit with I have a little bit of the new release. Hi, Karen. Hope you guys are all doing great. I am got a little bit. I did a little coloring ahead of time during my meeting. Hi, Brandon. Just kind of give a couple minutes. I don't. Thank you, T. I pulled out an old stamp set to play with tonight that is still available. I do have. I'm going to switch to my desk right away. I do have, this was from the vault release. I'm not sure I'm going to use it for sure. This was Christopher's first stamp set, and this has the puppy print in it. Yes, Karen, I was. Like I said, our meeting went a little longer, so it took me a couple extra minutes, so I apologize. But yes, I am here. I wanted to make sure it was okay. It's Friday, so I don't have to get up in the morning, so, it's okay to go a little later. But I pulled out this stamp set. It is called Brutus and Friends. It's the Chuck Carlson collection, and I love it. This is little Brutus right there, and I stamped him out. And I I I hope that I'm not speaking, but this reminds me of Benson. I'm not sure if that is for sure or not, but this little dog, he actually looks like my our old little family dog in here, the Buster. And then I did the dog house. So I already have them stamped out and colored. So we're going to add those. So this is available, and it'd be fun and perfect to add on to, this release this month with the dogs and the cats. And hi, Mom. Um, the freebie this month is a heart stencil, or freebie for the weekend is a heart, paw print heart. I don't have a picture of it. But if you go on the Facebook page, it will show you that. Let me put up a QR code in the corner for shopping so you guys can do that if you want. If I can find it. There it is. Sorry, I'm just getting everything situated. So I've got a few things ready to go, and we'll just see what we can come up with. So the first thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to turn this on so we get going, is I have some of the foilable stickers. Now I know they're getting to be an SOS status. So if you're in, I'm getting my fuse turned on. If you're interested in any of the foilables, these are the dog bones, and I just cut mine down. I just cut it in half, and then I went through, because if you can look carefully, you'll be able to see where you can cut through with the pattern so that they fit in my little foiling thing. And what I'm going to use is this is it's called the Pewter Ripples. It's a really fun foil that's with Brutus Monroe and Thermoweb. There's also a Copper Ripples. I'll show you that one here too quick. But I'm going to use the pewter tonight. I already have mine ready to go. I have my foil underneath, you can see, and then I have my foil cut down, and then this is the foiling button. If you can tell, I used it with something that had extra foil on it, so it actually has a little pattern on it, but that's not going to affect anything. And I'm just going to stick this in underneath, and then my carrier sheet is very dirty. I need to get a new one, so I'm just using a piece of parchment paper. So we'll let that do off to the side. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're also going to use the Pack of Dogs stamp set tonight. I'm not sure I'm going to use the stencil. We might use the stencil. I know Christopher's going to use the stencil Thursday. So we might just use the paw prints tonight. That's what I'm thinking about. But what I really want to do is grab a piece of lunch bag, which is one of my favorite cardstocks, which I forgot to grab out. And grab let's see here. Do I have any cut down? I do not. Let's cut a A2 card panel down. So this release is so fun. I'm hoping the post office is very sweet and nice to me and deliver my design team stuff tomorrow. I know a lot of the inspiration team was getting theirs today, or some of the inspiration team was getting theirs today. It says it's delivery for Monday, but it's in Des Moines. And I used to get everything the day before, especially when it's in Des Moines, but lately it's been very slow. So we're going to cross our fingers that they're going to, oh, I'm not going to use this. We're going to go wild and crazy, guys. I'm going to do, we're going to do ink block stamping tonight, but I'm going to use small stamps. I am going to use this little paw print. All right, my fuse is warmed up, so let's run that through quick so that can be done and you guys can see that. I mean, I can always run through a couple more, but the boring part of running it through is very boring. So that's why it's not up on camera, because you're just going to watch it slowly go through. Sorry, I got a kind of a shiny spot right there. All right, so I've got my block. Oh, I'm getting a little warm. I might have to take my sweater off. Got 2 layers on, so we're supposed to maybe, I know my mom's maybe going to get some snow, my sisters. We might get snow. We might get some freezing drizzle tomorrow, so I'm just kind of waiting to see. And then I think what I'm going to do is my favorite brown is Weeping Willow. Yeah, Melissa, I'm very jealous that you have yours already. I have a couple of items, but everything else will be here. Hopefully tomorrow so I can play, but on Monday for sure. So I am going to be doing lives for the most part on Fridays. I don't know, may do some after we talk and get some schedule things, some other lives, here and there on like a weekend or something. But right now I'm scheduling Fridays. I am right now going every other week. So next week I will not be live. It's Valentine's night, but not that I mean, we're going to be probably home because that's what we like to do. But I figured most people will be out and about. So that's why I went live this week instead of next week. I will be posting, I'm kind of working on doing some more edited videos of my own. So I will hopefully have videos up more frequently, but they will be over on my own YouTube channel, which is Sugar Cards by Candy, I believe. I don't know, I'm not going to have a schedule right now. I know some people do like Mondays and Wednesdays and this and that. Until I get a bunch of things done, it's just going to be when I have time to have them edited. So I plan on filming every time I craft from now on, no matter what I'm crafting, even if I'm just playing, and then deciding if I'm going to turn it into a video. So just kind of willy-nilly stamping this paw print all over, making kind of my own background. That is done running through, so we're going to grab that out. So, Melissa, I just don't know what to tell you. What's speaking to you? If not, put it all on your desk, spread it out a little bit, close your eyes, and mix it up and grab. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It's a fun release. I'm really excited for it. I'm anxious to get to the bookmarks. But I didn't want to color them tonight on camera because I figured that's a lot of coloring, and I did not have time to pre-color them. Okay, so now I have my little guys out of here. You can kind of see the shapes. I can move my mouse here. I'm going to turn that off so that it's not too hot because it starts warming up in here. And here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Look at how fun that is. Now, there are some black ones, that I could do this on and do the reverse if I really wanted to. Or I could just do for solid colors, which is probably most likely what I'm going to do. Yeah, all the things, all the things. But look at how fun that is. The pewter, it's kind of hard to see on camera. You can see kind of that, but I thought this would be kind of a fun little accent to add to our card, just to reiterate this little poopy. So, all right, we've got this. I'm thinking about the paw prints, thinking about the sentiment. I'm thinking we're going to lane with the sentiment, to be honest with you, from this little cute paw print, which is all in favor of wishing you a happy birthday, say woof. Even though I'm not using the paw prints on this one, I could put the paw prints on the inside of the card. But I'm thinking about, I've got my little friends here. And I'm thinking we're just going to kind of line them up, and we got their little doghouse. And what I like about this stamp set is you have all this little fun. Maybe we'll make 2 cards. All the fun little, we've got it's a big bag of dog food. There's little bones. I mean, there's little teeny tiny things. There is the dog dish, and then this would be, I believe, water that you can put in the dish, or food that you can put in the dish. Here is, if you masked, you can put a little collar on the puppy. We've got balls. We got another bone. A rough day. So it's just a super cute set. I kind of forget about it, and then when this release came out, I was like, oh yeah, I've got that adorable, adorable thing. So I stamped them out on perfect blend paper, and then I colored them with Raven ink, and then I colored them in with my Olo markers. So that is that. Sorry, I gotta take my sweater off, you guys. So now we got to decide what we're going to do. I think I'm going to cut apart a couple of these, cut these apart, because I kind of want to lay them here and decide what I want to, what I want to do with them. Because I mean, this big bone is just adorable. We got this cute little scene. I'm thinking I need to put another piece of cardstock in here to like give myself like a little, I'm thinking maybe I'll we'll cut a circle down of one of our other papers. And we've got our sentiment here we can stamp on. We'll do a little heat embossing with that. And then I really think I want to add this little bone kind of down at the bottom. I think that's what I'm thinking right now. We'll see. I'm going to grab, I think, let's see, this one is brown butter. It's a very beautiful cardstock. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to layer this on some brown butter, and then we'll conserve some paper and cut our circle out of that. All the things. Since I got this first, this is what I thought I'd play with, because I knew this freebie was coming, and I thought that it would be a good way to talk about it with this puppy set. And I wanted to use these foilable because I know the foilables are selling out fairly quickly. And I thought, well, I should use a couple of them while they're still in stock, at least. So if people wanted an opportunity to get them, they could. And then I can always make some projects with them and just post versus using them live. So cut that down to A2 size. Like I said, I think we're gonna layer this on top. I love the little brown pieces in this. And we had a release a couple years ago. If you were a die of the month and there was a building set that had a cat and a dog in it. If you have that in your stash, that goes perfectly with this as well. Let us grab a circle. I'm thinking that's going to be perfect. And trying to decide, do I want to cut it out of the middle? And we can get a 2-for-1 card out of this. That's what I think we're going to do. We're going to cut it out of the middle of this piece. And then we can use this circle piece on another card. So that's my thought. And then we will use the circle behind, the brown behind, to be our background. So anyone have any big plans for the weekend? My niece is starring in a junior musical, Newsy Juniors, this weekend. Tonight is opening night. And I know that's where my one sister is, because, mom's there to help. And I know my mom's going to go see it. I don't think this weekend. And then I know tomorrow my nephew is got an archery tournament. So I know my mom was going to do that. Um, I hope to literally camp out in my craft room. I've been saying that for a month now. Take the dog for a walk in the morning, depending on the snow and ice. Because if we get a lot of snow or any freezing drizzle, I'll probably have to walk in town. But if I can take him out and let him run, like really run, because he needs his energies. He loves just to run with mom out in like the wild. But then I hope to just come here. I'm gonna make some wild rice soup in the crock pot because I can. And then I hope to just craft my day away. Hi, Solana. No, hey, craft, you're good. You're all good. Thank you for getting in here. I'm late too. I was late too. So actually we had a design team meeting. So that's part of one of the reasons I was a little late tonight. So yeah, I think that I'm kind of like digging this like this. What do you guys think? Kind of a cute little scene here popping out. And then I think to tie in, to be honest with you, the little bit of the white around the edges, because sometimes I like to have, well, no, I don't know. What do you think? Should we heat emboss with like a copper embossing powder or penny of the penny embossing powder, or on this darker brown? What are you guys thinking? Anybody have any thoughts on that? Well, you're thinking about it. Maybe I'll cut a piece down because that's what you decide I should do. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. Is cutting down the sentiment and heat embossing it. Let's see if I have a smaller piece here though first. I do. I do. Look at that. I have a piece. I already have one out. So I know I'm thinking heat emboss. I'm thinking some heat emboss. Penny heat emboss. What do you guys? Anybody have problems saying no to that? I think the penny will go well. I mean, I know it's more copper than the pewter, but there's enough of that shimmer in there that you're gonna. Well, I guess we're gonna put the dog bone on another card. So, all right. Oh, what am I doing? You can tell I'm running late a little bit tonight and using the wrong magnets to hold my stamp down. All right, we got to get some embossing powder out, and we got to plug in our heat tool. All right, we need penny. If I can find it, we may have to switch to something else. I don't want to sit here too long looking for it. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right. So I'm excited to get my box. And like I said, I hope it comes tomorrow because then I can film my I did penny, penny, penny. Oh, well, that's also penny because I'm late. I did not do a pre-posted link because I wasn't sure how late our meeting was going to go, and it went late. So yes, I said your name 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So we ran over, and but penny is becoming my very favorite embossing powder. I mean, it's not my very favorite. Fairy Dust is my very favorite, but penny is becoming a very good favorite of mine. But I have lots of favorites. Bubbly is a good one. So I do not have it in a bin. Oh my goodness, I have something stuck in me. But I don't really want to put any more embossing powders in little bins, even if I use them a lot, because I already have enough of them sitting up on top. I prefer to just, and the basics, the white, the raven, the fairy dust, the icicle, the gilded, the silver. Those are the ones, we use more than anything else. So, oh man, that hurts because I cut myself, you guys. Don't let me bleed on my project. All right, we're going to heat emboss this quick. Just keep my heat tool up here. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I like. Look at how pretty that is. Look at that, Penny. Penny, you're so pretty. We're gonna let that cool off, and then we'll wipe that down. And I'm thinking to tie in some more. There's the brass, and then there is the penny. And of course, I don't have these in any order that I can find it. Penny, 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 penny. Why do I have two yellows? Maybe I won't be using that penny splash tonight. There it is. It looked like it was orange. I have two yellows. That's weird. All right, so here's the shimmer splash and the penny. So we're going to just keep reiterating that color through the whole thing. I'm not going to get my splatter box out tonight. We're just going to be very careful to make sure that nothing that we don't want. I'm going to let it splatter on that little thing there too. Nothing that we don't want splatters on gets. So I'll cover up my base. What base? I want this base. I want these two. We're going to splatter this puppy. So how I like to do it is I like to just take it and I like to just tap it everywhere. If I have my splatter box out, I'll get real wild with it. But I found if I just tap it with your finger, you can control it a little bit more. Yeah, obviously it's going to go in a lot of other places because, you know, it is liquid, but it's so fun and shimmery. I was talking about you today earlier, Penny, with my sister. I was talking about this coming summer and events. And I was like, I probably should talk to Penny and call her and see what's happening and all that good stuff. But that's next week's or another day's issue. So we're going to put those off to the side, let them dry a little bit, and let's wipe this up quick. Wipes up. Look at how you can, I don't know, can you, oh, you can't really see that. Oh, the color on my glass mat of that, it looks like a bright, shiny new penny. And now it's very streaky. So we're going to use some of this. I have some citrus garland. This obviously was a Christmas one of Squeaky Clean, and just wipe that. And it just wipes up that easy. All right. So I had to go out of town for my boss today, this morning briefly, and I stopped at the pet store on my way through the town because it was, you know, the big city. And so I got Fletch a couple of new toys. And of course, the one I figured was good to put the treats in, he ate all the treats and then he chewed the top of it off because he's a power chewer and he's a destructo power chewer. And I couldn't believe it. I was so upset with him. Well, I wasn't so upset with him. I was just disappointed that it didn't last that long. He chewed the top off right away. So, I mean, I could have taken it away and only given it to him with treats, but I figured now that he's eaten some of it, he'll probably eat more. So, all right. I'm waiting for a garage sale weekend because then I can go get some cheap stuffed animals for him. All right. So here is, it's kind of hard to see that, but I'm going to put that off to the side. Oh, I think I think I froze for a second. Now we're going to go ahead and wipe off our embossing extra anti-static powder tool. So I know that it'll be a little bit, you know, I mean, people remembering that I am live because I haven't been live on a Friday. But I will, after this, you know, like I said, this week I had that meeting that I will have them posted. So it will be every other week. I'm actually hoping this weekend, depending on what happens, to pre-plan so that I can even like know what they're going to be each week. Like a little bit more ahead of time. Not that I can't do like I know I see someone post and ask about, you know, different projects and products and I throw them in a live here and there, but so I just have a little bit more knowing what I think I'm going to do. Okay. So here is, and that penny is still a little wet, but we're going to go for it. Hey, and those of you who've been watching me live, figured out what's going on with my glue, whatever this is, press. It is because I refilled it with my Barely Arts glue. It's a little thicker, so it likes to stick. So, see, I fixed it. I poked it, and then I have to put the lid back on it when I'm not using it. When I use the original, I did not ever cover it, and so it still gets a little cloggy. When I first start, and I'm like, when I'm live, it's going to happen because I don't take the time to actually and I'm not going to poke it in and out. But the other day I was using it really well, and I have to clean it out. Here we go. I think is it coming? It just takes a minute because I have that thicker glue. But I used it the other night, and that's what I realized it is. But I am not going to play with it tonight. So probably during my lives right now, I'm going to order another bottle of Nuvo. And I'll use that probably during my lives, and then the rest of the time I love my Barely Arts glue, but for my glue press, when I'm live, I probably will use that. So I have my little, I think this one is a Gina K bottle, and this actually has Barely Arts glue in it. And I'm just gonna go around the edges. And if you notice, oops, sometimes I blow into it, and that helps get some of that. I tried to skip around the edges of that circle because I'm going to tuck some things in there. So we'll center that on our card base. And then I think we're going to use 3 of those dog bones on our next card. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our house in first. Yes, I will do that, Penny. We're still working out details for like if there's other things for lives. And like I said, tonight was a little odd because when we decided to have our meeting tonight, I didn't know if it was going to go over, and I didn't want to start it for 7 o'clock and then not be there. And like warn people. So this was a little odd one. That's part of it too. But yeah, I will post a schedule, at least each month. And like I said, it's just going to take a couple of days for people to remember too. Not terribly worried about it right now. Oh, I think, I got a little penny in my little Brutus. He's got a little penny drop on his face. Oh, well. I think I set him down on a wet thing. That's okay. And then we just put some glue, and I'm just going to tuck him underneath a little bit. And use my little thing here. And then we got our little this. But yeah, and like I said, I'm not like I said, it's okay. Tonight was a little different. So I went, you guys, I'm in a food coma. So I went, like I said, out of town, and we're supposed to get this snowstorm. So I quickly stopped and grabbed some chicken and carrots and celery so I can make my soup tomorrow. And I was at the chicken counter, and I just happened to see my favorite is beef. What stamp set is this? This stamp set, I'll show you. It is an older stamp called Brutus and Friends. It is still available. I checked. I will show it to you. Give me just a second. Dalise, right? I think I said that. Yes, it's called Brutus and Friends, but I can show it to you. I did link it in the chat up ahead, and I will have links below the stamp afterwards. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So this is Brutus. I don't know, Penny, can you tell me, is this Benson? I'm not sure. I'm not looking at her to see if she can nod her head at me or not. But this is Brutus, as far as I understand, because it's Brutus and Friends. So, but it's a fun. Yeah. Okay. This is Benson. That's what I thought. So, you put a little bow on this one now, and it can be mini. But there is kind of the basics of our card. I kind of like it just like this. I don't think I really want to add too much more to it. So we have this card, and then I really do want to go ahead and use this other piece, but I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do with it. So I'm gonna grab another piece of this cardstock, and we're just gonna go flying by. Oh, yeah. I would tacos. Mm-hmm. 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 Always. Beef hamburger, that's my favorite. Steak is my second. Venison would be my third. And then I got like, well, because I grew up eating tacos every Saturday night. I don't know if you know this, but my mom is part Mexican. So um, she's from San Diego. And so we grew up eating tacos every Saturday night. Like that was our family grift. I just don't look it because my dad is my dad is Swedish and Swedish and Dutch. But if you look at my mama, you can tell that there's a little Latina in her. Right, Mom? Where's my other bones, guys? Here they are. Hi, Heather. So I love tacos and I will eat them anytime, but I can never. My burgers are my favorite. So anyway, I saw some great steaks tonight. So I told my honey I was buying steaks. So I think what I want to do is we're going to lay these out on a grid as close as I can. I might cut this down after I get it down. I'm not going to worry about if they're perfect, but I am going to put this one down first. So this is, like I said, the pewter ripples. And this, look, I'm going to come close. So you just peel it off. That's it. See? It's been a long time. It has. So yeah, tacos. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to eyeball it, put it right down here, kind of in the center. And then what I'm going to do, and see what I love about it is because they're clear. And I don't know if I did something to, there's a little bit of white flakes on there. I think that's user error. Like I scratched it, but it's good. It works. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since I've talked to you, Heather. I am going to go ahead and peel this one off. This is the stars. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this guy up here. They almost look like little bow ties. We're going to put this guy right here. And then I'm going to peel off the next one. And we're going to put this guy where, like I said, I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm not putting my head over it. So I'm doing my best to eyeball. So hopefully it looks okay. There we go. Look at that. Now, I don't know if they're exactly centered. So we might trim this down, which is okay. Because I forgot, I like to have my slimline cards at 3 inches. So I'm going to trim off a little bit off each side. A little bit more off each side. And there we go. We got that. Got that. We got this cute little card. I think I'm going to cut this in half. I think is what I want to do. What do I want to do? I like this. I'm going to put this on a lunch bag card like mat. So I cut that down. This one I will cut to 3 1/4. So I like my my mini slim cards to be 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then I like to use my pattern paper because the paper pads are 6 by 6. I can cut them down to 3 by 6, and then they'll have that little bit of mat around the outside. So see, we got that. And because it's a bone, we can actually go this way, which is what I'm thinking about. No, I don't know if I want to do that. I think we're going to go this way. Let's add some glue here. And of course, now this glue is acting up because I didn't cover it. But what are you guys excited about from this release? What are you excited to see or get, or what is? I'll tell you the other thing is the die of the month. Oh, Christopher showed that last night. I cannot wait to get it. Absolutely cannot wait to get it. Like I said, please, post office people, be sweet to me and deliver it tomorrow instead of on Monday so I can play this weekend. And I will say, if they do not deliver it this weekend, I do have other things I need to work on. So I think I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut it. Let's see. I'm going to make a little tick mark with a pen. We're going to flip it over because that's the top. And I like it down here. And we're just going to do it right here. That's a little tick mark. Just for me. You guys don't need to see it. And I'm going to cut it down in half. Where did my cutter go? It's been kind of a sick house around here, and I mean that in the nice way. Tom's been sick. I haven't been sick per se like he has. He's been having a little bit more congestion than me, or sinus than me, but it's been a little, it's been a moment or two. Okay, so I cut off a lot of those paw prints, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh yeah, Solana. Yeah, that was one of those. And that's the thing is, in the past, sometimes I wait. Like if I see it and I see it and I just immediately know what I want with it, I get it. And sometimes I have to wait till I see him use it. And but who am I kidding? I have to have it all. Just, I cannot wait. I'm so excited for that floral set. I really am. And I am excited to try using it with the Spring Awakenings stamp set and the heart. I actually, the chipboard hearts for the little tiny hearts, the stamp of the month, I really want to coat those in different embossing powders and just like the penny and I think the locket. I can't wait to see the locket in action, but I want to make them just metallic-y items. Heather, no, there aren't people that are buying more than one. No, no, not at all. Yeah, I might have 2 dies of the month coming because I'm crazy. Because I really don't want to, I want to do both. I want to cut it apart and not cut it apart for the pain of not having to. Yeah. All right. So we've got this. This is kind of, where we're at. I got to add some other things to this, of course. So I think quick, we're going to go ahead and use this stamp set, but I'm going to go ahead again and we're going to use that penny embossing powder. I'm trying to decide which one do we want to use, you guys. I don't think I'm going to color them in. Let's stamp all of them out. Let's stamp them all out and then we'll decide what we're going to do. And we're going to stamp them on lunch bag. Lunch bag cardstock. We're going to stamp them all out because I can't decide. I don't have it very handy, but I was going to say, if you're in love with these and you've got the clouder of cats coming towards you, or you're thinking about getting the clouder of cats, which I don't have, so I can't show you. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Oh, I'm okay with 2. I understand, but 2 is enough because I can cut, I want to be able to cut the flower and layer it on top and have, it's like you have the shadow. That's what I want for it. And I can do that with just one set. I'm okay. Heather, I got to save my money for other things too. Oh, I'm sure that there is some sort of way around it. From my understanding, for when I was a teacher, I don't know if you know this, but I was a substitute teacher for 20 years. Um, and of course, there was always ways around. Kids knew how to get into Netflix when they weren't supposed to, or there were certain codes you could get into, and this and that. We actually had a kid who was a really good hacker. And he kind of knew how to do anything, get around anything, and he set up a bunch of kids' computers so that they could get into things like that when they weren't supposed to. But I can kind of understand it just because you can get lost and everything. Oh, thanks, Sean. Thanks for hanging out with us. What you making for dinner? I had to eat quickly before we came. I don't know if you heard me say, but we had steak tonight. Not that you have to tell us, but I am excited for the new year to come and everything and the releases. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I am going to say I do believe the new design team will be released very shortly. The announcement will be coming very shortly, so I can do that. Scrap tacos. Scrap tacos is in anything that was left to make into tacos. Is that what you mean by scrap tacos? Or is it a specific thing that I'm missing out on? Because, I'm kind of plain Jane, to be honest with you. I just like ground beef tacos. I'm not a big, I have a really good chicken. Like, Bajito chicken is what the recipe is called, but I prefer to have just ground beef tacos. I just do. That's the way we grew up with them. Um, and I had some tacos when my son was a senior in high school. We had his picture. I took my kids' senior photos, and we were in Dubuque, which is the biggest town closest to me. And went to this restaurant, and they had, I don't remember what tacos they were. They were, I think they were beef taco. All I remember, I don't remember what the meat was. I just remember that I decided they were the best tacos I ever had in my life at that time. Actually, I had some really good tacos at Create Your Own Ending last year. I don't remember where um, they took me. It was a place in the mall, I believe, and I can't even remember what I ordered, but they were darn good tacos. And there was some different things in it. I'd have to go back and look at my photos, but meat is chicken wings and the queso and salsa and guacs and some mandarins. Oh, okay. Yeah, I love food. Midwestern noodle goulash. Ooh, okay. See, that's not something secret. There will never be goulash in my house because my honey does not like it. And that's okay because the one thing he can't make me ever is mac and cheese because I do not like mac and cheese. All right, I'm going to heat and boss this quick. We're almost coming up to an hour already, you guys, if you can believe that. That was a quick, fast hour. Oh my gosh, look how cute these are. Okay, so I've got my Fletch, and he would say that's my little Buster. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Okay, which one do we like? I'm thinking we might go with this little guy, the line guy. Look at how cute these are. Goulash. Oh yeah, no, I would. So my version of goulash would be noodles. Usually most people use macaroni noodles, but you can use pretty much any noodle. Hamburger. Growing up, I'm used tomato soup. Like 2 cans because it was I've come from a family of 6, so tomato soup. My dad and mom did like it with sauteed, like, I don't know if we did onions for sure, but I know I did like celery. And that's kind of and so you would cook the noodles, brown the meat, and then you would mix it all together in a casserole dish with the tomato soup. Some people use marinara sauce or a tomato sauce or something like that. And then you bake it in the oven and you eat it. And then it depends, like I said, if you have some things like relishes, like I said, we had the celery sometimes or onions. Some people put cheese on top when they cook it, sometimes afterwards, but kind of like that. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Elbow macaroni, tomato sauce, hamburger. Yep. That's the basics. And then you can make it like really crazy. So I am thinking we're going to put these guys, we're going to cut them down just a little bit. Oh my gosh. I cut that. Did you guys see? Do you see that? It is not straight. I didn't stamp it straight. So we got to cut it straight. So we're going to fussy cut. I hope you guys don't mind. We might run over an hour. You know, I'm sure you guys are all upset about that, right? If I can find my scissors, there they are. These guys are cute. So I haven't had it a long time. We're going to fussy cut this out. It won't take that long, but I do want to fussy cut it out just because I cut it at such a weird thing. So tomorrow, my mom, and I don't remember, they were talking about, we have a family chat with my sisters and my mom and my daughter and my sister-in-law. And I can't remember how we were started talking about different whatever. And I said that I have a really good chicken wild rice soup for the crock pot recipe. I think they were talking about wild rice because I'm from Minnesota. So we have the wild rice farms up there, that you can get fresh, you get, Minnesota grown wild rice. And I love wild rice. I could eat that all the time. And my mom guides it for me. Okay, you do stuff like that, but you don't usually put it in the oven. You can. I think one of the thing is like if the sauce isn't warm, the one thing you do is that kind of warms it all the way through. And the other thing would be is that you could bake it like with the lid off of it. See, we always had the lid on, so it was kind of like more. It was very soft and liquidy and stuff. Where a lot of people sometimes they'll take the lid off and get it so that at some point so like the edges can get crunchy because some people like the crunchies. Um, but Anyway, so I told him I have this fabulous wild rice soup recipe for the crock pot. And my brother, who lives on the West Coast, was like, "Oh, I love a good crock pot recipe." So I was like, "All right, I'll send it over." Well, then it made me think about it. And then, of course, like I said, we're supposed to get some weather tomorrow. And I'm home. Tom has to work for a little bit. So I figured that'd be something easy to put in the crock pot. Plus, we haven't had it forever, and I have to use up some of this wild rice because we haven't had it we haven't had wild rice since we moved in anyway to our new place last fall. So I figured that would be something good to do. And then of course I saw those steaks just screaming my name. So all I had for dinner tonight was a humongous steak, and I'm so full. Hi, Christy. Yeah, Minneapolis. So Sean, I am originally from, well, I was born in and I lived in Moundsview, but I am from Sandstone, which is, if you've never heard of it, which you might have, is halfway between the cities and Duluth. A lot of people have heard of Hinckley and Toby's, and that's the town 10 miles south. That's where my dad was from. My mom is from San Diego, like I said. And then I have relatives, like my sister lives in Minneapolis, and um, oh, I think you're talking to Chrissy. Okay. I was like, me? We gotta talk. Me and you gotta talk? Okay. And then my mom and my sister live up in Becker. And then I have relatives in Richfield and Brooklyn Park and Minneapolis and Lakeville and all over the place. So, yep, I'm a Minnesota girl, grown and bred, but I will not trade Iowa for Minnesota ever. I love Iowa. Love Iowa. Um, I'm just far enough north to have winter because if your goal, yes, you do. Okay. Okay. You're 30, yeah, across 35 from you by the Arsenal. Arsenal. I think I'm Kelly. I think I'm a little. Oh, okay. Are you talking about when I lived in the cities? I was a little girl. We moved to Sandstone when I was in second grade. Because like I said, that's where my dad's from. He went to high school. He's born and raised there. But I went in Mounds View until then. Um, yeah, don't you know? Yeah, all those places. But I live just far enough north in Iowa to because I live on the Mississippi River. Like literally, I can see it. If I look that way behind me, I can see it out my window if I was to open my blinds. Um, just glued that down. I'm kind of just playing a little bit. I hope you guys are okay with this. I really like what this is, just elementing the dog kind of thing here. And then I think we're gonna use that stamp set from that sentiment from the Brutus and Friends. So just far enough north that we get winter, because if you go even 10 minutes south of me, so I live 20 minutes from the Field of Dreams. And if you would be living closer to the Field of Dreams, you tend to get more ice and tornadoes. Tornadoes tend to miss me. Oh, Iowa State. Iowa State is 3.5 hours from me. So depending on which direction, oh, that's not the right snap. Depending on which way you go from Illinois, if you go on Highway 20, you will be 20 minutes from me. So, if you were to go south and go like 80, that would be further away. I went to school in Cedar Rapids. That's how I ended up here in Iowa. I wanted to get out of Minnesota just because everyone I knew went everywhere in Minnesota, and I thought it'd be fun to go out of state. That was kind of back before I knew people could even go out of state, to be honest with you. And I went to school in Cedar Rapids, and then my kid's dad is from this area, and that's how I ended up here. And then my boyfriend is born and raised from my town that I live in, and we will. I love it here. So, like I said, it's kind of the best of both worlds. I live in the Mississippi River Valley, so playing is fun. So keep at it. Yeah. Oh, Laura is yeah. Is that? And I'm not sure. You said really. I'm not sure what that. Really for what? Because I was talking about a lot of things. Because I'm a talker. I'm a talker. So, and of course, you guys, 80 is closer to you. Okay, yep. So that's pretty far south for me, and that's what I figured. Because for me to get to, I'd have to go to like Iowa City to get on 80, and that's about an hour and 2 hours south. I'm an hour and a half from Cedar Rapids, which has a really good stamp store. A really big scrapbook store, has Brutus Monroe products in it. It's called Scrap Mania. It used to be a go-kart track, but I live in the upper northeast corner of the state, in the middle of nowhere. It takes an hour to get anywhere, pretty much. Kind of like how I grew up. The Field of Dreams. Okay, yeah. Yes, it is literally 20 minutes from me. The former colleague of mine was on screen. He was in the movie. I could actually pause it and show you him during one of the scenes. His face is there, and like I said, it's. I didn't go that direction today, but it's not very far away. It's very easy. My son played baseball with all his friends, and so his fourth grade field trip was actually to the Field of Dreams, and they played baseball there. And then my friend Sue from Thermoweb brought her nephews there because they're big baseball players. So we went there one day. What stamp, Sue? I am using the Brutus and Friends. It's an older stamp set, but it is available. Laura, that's where my brother lives. And my sister, who's not on to that, my one sister who's not on to it, is not. Yep, called Brutus and Friends. BRU 4661 is the code, but it is still available. I don't know if this is the same backing as it is, but it is called Brutus and Friends. So it is still available. It's a Chuck Carlson collection. So I know if some of you know Chuck Carlson, he drew this stamp set. So I'm going to use a circle die to cut this out. But my sister lived in Seattle. I don't even know how long it was. Was that 6 years ago that they moved back now? I flew out to Seattle and helped her and her kids drive cross country to move back to Minnesota. But my brother, he was in downtown. I know they moved recently. I'm not sure where he was. Like he was in downtown, like downtown Seattle. But yeah, him and his wife still live there, and it's a great stamp set, Laura. It is available. Oh, Penny beat me to it. Thanks, Penny. I said I was just clicking the link. Actually, that link is, you're going to have to copy and paste that one. I think, Penny, you missed a couple. Here, I'm just going to show another. I'll just print this one. I'll do this a shorter link. So there's two of them there. Because I think this one, I don't know if that one, I think you might have to copy and paste that one. Because I think, and I look at it, it looks like it's got a space or something in it. But we just did it at the same time. But otherwise, just go on the Facebook page and you put Brutus Monroe in, Brutus and Friends in, and you will find it. But all right, we're going to finish this up here. And you can use Sugar Cards by Candy if you are not a subscriber, and you will get a small discount off of your order if you want. I mean, if you are a subscriber, you would have to log out to use that code, but you're welcome. Where's my card, you guys? I'm just losing. Oh, it's upside down. So I think, yeah, we're just going to, I think this is kind of, it's kind of a basic, different card for me. I've not really made a card like this, but I really think it's fun. Where's my glue? He's a miniature pincher. Is that what it's called? The breed that was Brutus, miniature pincher, I think. Is that what it is? Yes, the Pack of Dogs is the other stamp set I used tonight. That is this one. I mean, I have the stamp off, but it's called the Pack of Dogs. And there is a coordinating stencil that colors in this image. It's a 3-layer stencil that will color in this image. And then there are also some chipboard pieces you can stamp on them. Thank you, Penny. But yeah, here's a miniature pincher. All right, you guys, I'm gonna kind of call it a night because I am getting very hot. I need to go to put on some shorts and a tank top. We have the wood stove going here because it's gonna snow. It snows, so it feels great, but I'm getting a little warm. So I made a couple of little cards tonight. So I've got my little Brutus and Benson here, all in favor of wishing you a happy birthday. Say woof, which I didn't cut that quite straight, but shh. And like I said, I colored this with Olo markers. The other stamp set I used was the thank you stamp set that was from the archive release, and that has the little paw print. Many thanks is what it's called. That's a little stamp set, and it has that little paw print, and the little paw print can go inside that thank you. And then for this card, I used the pack of dogs. The sentiment came from the Brutus and Friends, the paw print again, and of course I used the foilable stickers and the Pewter Lane foil. These little paws are the best thing ever. Yeah, they're really cute. I have an idea for a card for that. So your fingers are tingling. That's what happens when you need to order. We'll go ahead and order. I'm not going to keep you. I used lunch bag cardstock and brown butter cardstock. This is perfect blend. I used penny embossing powder and the penny shimmer splash, which I don't know if you can kind of see. There you go. You can kind of see some of the sparkles there. Like right here is this, the penny. And then I use the perfect blend paper to color in the Raven ink. So, and if any order placed, any order placed, I think it's till Sunday night, shippable order, I believe it's at least $5. You will also get the Freebie Friday, which is a heart of paw prints. It's called Heart Prints or Heart Paws, I believe. So, yes, Christy, break your free of that. So you can also get that Freebie Friday. Christopher showed it earlier on a live today. And I also did start a playlist on the Brutus Monroe channel called Freebie Friday so that you guys could see that. So that each Friday, if there's a specific one you want to see, you can go directly to that playlist and to find it. So thank you for joining me. Yes, good night, Melissa. Thank you for hanging out with me. It won't be next week. I will have an unboxing video for the inspiration box up next week on my channel. If you would like to see a different version of it, like a live, I'm just going to open it live in my channel. But have a great night, you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye now.